Now let's try to understand another very important term called as equilibrant. So here previously we have understood the definition of resultant, and the definition of equilibrant is quite opposite to that. So equilibrant, if we try to understand, or if we break down this word, the equili part is associated with the equilibrium. So now equilibrium means here we refer to static equilibrium, or else the body which is at rest. So equilibrant is kind of resultant. When it is applied to a body, it will make sure that the body is at rest, or body comes to rest. Basically, it is going to nullify the effect of the other forces which are acting on a body, and they are trying to pull or push that body. And once we introduce equilibrant, then the body will attain static equilibrium, or it will remain at rest. Let's see the definition. So a single force that has to be added to a given system to bring the system to equilibrium or at rest. Static equilibrium I should write, or even rest is also the appropriate word. So here you can see 30 and 50 Newton are acting towards right side, and exactly opposite to this, that is summation of these two is, that is resultant. Resultant is 80 Newtons, and this 80 Newton is regarded as equilibrant. And when this is applied on the body comes to the rest. Same way, let us try to understand the equilibrant in two-dimensional plane. This was the problem when we were discussing about only collinear coplanar forces or one-dimensional force system. So if the complexity increases, then what happens? So equilibrant and resultant, the properties, they have got equal in magnitude, but they are acting in the opposite sense, and they will be collinear as well. So here if we try to understand, the resultant of 30 and 40 Newtons could be in the north, this is east, could be in the northeast direction, and the equilibrant will be opposite to that, and that is going to be in southwest direction. So here the equilibrant and resultant are equal in magnitude. Yes, we are able to observe that, and they are opposite to each other. You can see the phase angle between these two forces is 180 degrees, exactly opposite, and they are collinear as well. Okay. So next is resultant of collinear force is algebraic sum of collinear forces acting on a body. These are the observation points for whatever the from the previous discussions we are trying to withdraw. So here the second point, it says that force acting in the same direction could be assigned the same sign. These are the regulations you need to follow. And the third point says that force acting in the opposite direction need to be assigned with opposite signs. So these are the guidelines you need to follow while solving the problems related to the forces or system of forces. Now let's see a simple problem wherein we identify the resultant and equilibrant. So here is the example. So let's say that 250 Newton and 200 Newton are acting towards right side, and 300 Newton is towards left side. So here, let's say this is the block given to us, and 250 Newton force is there, and along with that 200 Newton force is acting towards right, and 300 Newton is acting towards left side. So if we calculate the resultant, so resultant is summation of the forces in the x direction, and that is 250 plus 200 minus 300, and that is equal to 450 minus 300, that is equal to 150 Newton. So now here the resultant is 150 Newton, And what would be equilibrant? The equilibrant would be the amount of force that if it is applied on a body, then it is going to bring the body to rest, or the resultant force on the body will be equal to 0. So if I say, let's say this is the equilibrant, let's say it is F1. So here, if we sum up the forces in the x direction, if we sum up the forces in x direction, that is sigma fx is equal to 0, and that is 250 plus 200 minus 300 minus F1, that's equal to 0, and F1 equal to 150 Newton force. That's the equilibrant.